Hi everyone, in this video we are going to perform SQL queries on the CPU log files, which are there are CSV files which are in bundle like 6-7 files, and from all that files we are going to perform the SQL operations on them, which these files will be stored in Hdfs. So we will access from Hdfs. We will perform the operations, SQL operations, in our VS Code. So for that, what are the operations we are going to perform is that to display users and their record counts, and highest number of average hours, lowest number of average hours, and the highest number of idle hours. These are the things we are going to perform. So first, initially, let me show you my CSV file, how it is. In home download CSV, I have my CSV file, and the question is that we need to consider the boot and the keyboard mouse. So boot time, username, keyboard, mouse are the only things need to be considered. And for that, so for every user, for particular user like that, we have 6 files in it. um, let me show you. So we have 6 files. So that 6 files we have, so we will place it in Hdfs. I already placed it in Hdfs. In Spark all CSV, we have all these 6 files loaded. It's in second page. Okay, in second page, in Spark all CSV, we have all the CSV files. First, initially we need to start our so we need to start our all servers, like Hadoop servers. First, initially, what is the thing is that sometimes when we give start all and when we give start all and we will give the data, but when you type JPS you cannot see the name node, so then that time we can't connect with the HDFS. So for that reason, what we'll do is sudo ss hyphen tunlp we will give, and we will get number of ports and their IDs, and our port is 9000. So on the 9000, whatever the ID is running, that we need to kill, then only that ID, that server will be available, and in that server we can run our Hadoop server. So for that reason, 13151, so we will kill by using kill hyphen 9, and we will stop the servers, and next again we will start the servers, and we will see JPS, then we will see name node as well. So all our nodes will get printed. That's it, how we have to do. And we can put our all CPU log files by using put command, that we already did in our various videos, in our previous videos as well. So first of all, in our mm, so first we will store the data from pyspark.sql import star, and from pyspark.sql import functions, and we'll create the spark session, and using the data frame, selecting the data, only data time, boot time, and keyboard mouse username. So we will read that CSV files by using directory of HDFS with the star.csv. So star.csv, it will take all the CSV files at a time, and we will give header, because for that CSV file we have header equal to true, and we will select the df dot, we will select the columns, and we will show all the data gets printed, only 20 will be shown. Display users and records, record counts. First is our query. So what we will do, first we will create an image, view table image. So what view table does is that it will create the table out of the data frame, and we can perform SQL queries on top of that table. So users count is spark.sql, and we will select the username from the data table, and we will group by the username, and here we will give the count. So for particular user we will get the count, how many how many members users are there for the particular based on the group name, and we'll show that. Then finding user with highest number of average hours. So for finding average hours, first initially we will from the count for a particular user we have different counts like number of times, the number of times we're getting. So for based on that, what we do is that first we will find the active users. Only based on the active users you can perform the like average hours, how many hours they are actually working. So for that reason we will consider the keyboard and mouse. Whenever a person is to be active now, his keyboard and mouse should be active. So for that reason we have to consider it. So we will select the username from the table, that view table which we have created, where keyboard not equal to 0 or mouse not equal to 0. If any of the one not equal to 0, then the person is working, and group by the username and count. So for a particular user we'll get number of times he is active, and the count we will get. So now what we will do is that we will convert this count into average seconds. So for that reason again we are creating a table, view table, our view, and based on that and we will read the query as username and count, and here formula is count minus 1 into 5 into 60 divided by 6. Into 5 is for particular 5 intervals. So whatever the data query here it is given is for every 5 seconds that was mentioned, for every 5 minutes the data gets varied, like the person is getting active. So for that reason, mm, for every 5 minutes, because for booting time one time is there and closing time is other time. So based on that, here we will convert into 5. For each particular count we will into 5 into 60 divided by 6, so that we will get into average seconds, and we will print that average seconds also from the hour table. And next we have got now average seconds. Now in from average seconds we want to get actually highest number, lowest number. For lowest number for average hours, we don't want to into hour, we want directly into hours, not in average seconds. So what we have to do is to convert average seconds into average hours. So for that reason here we are already importing again this, because again and again we can't go there and we always import the SQL queries directly. Here we can import the SQL queries. So first initially with column, so operations can be performed on the column, so we are using with column, and here we are giving average hours as the name, average hours as the name we want, and here we are concatenating floor of column of average seconds. For average seconds we are converting it into hours. How we are converting? Per day 86,400 uh, will be our seconds, will be our seconds divided by 3600, and then it will data will be converted into average seconds, like average hours. So whatever the seconds are there to convert into average hours, we have to do this formula. So then we will get the data. For that data we are saying floor means we will get only two or one number. So based on that, so we are taking that and concatenating with that colon, lit colon, here, and floor of, like we want our data in terms of hours and the minutes. For that reason we are concatenating the hours and minutes by converting average seconds into average hours. So here concatenating of floor column of average seconds divided by the like person modulus of 86,400 modulus of 3600 divided by 60, so that what we will get, whatever the data in terms of minutes we will get. So that way average seconds is converted into hours, converted into minutes, and then we are closing the uh, entire uh, uh, concatenation column, and next we are dropping average seconds, because instead of average seconds we want a column as average hours. So for that reason drop average seconds, and we are dot sort descending order of average hours we want. So we are giving average hours, and here we are descending. Why we are descending? Because we want the highest number of hours. So we will get the highest number of their average hours. And next we want the lowest number of average hours. Everything, entire thing will be same, but only we want lowest number of average hours, so we will sort in ascending order. So lowest will be the first and highest will be the last for each user. And next finding with users with the highest number of ideal hours. So for ideal hours what we have to do is to first initially we need to find the ideal hours. How to find the ideal hours? If keyboard equal to 0 and mouse equal to 0 from the table, then for a particular user, and then he is ideal for that hours. So for that reason we are getting the count, and for the minutes we got the count of the minutes. And now we are converting that, we are taking our table, view table, and using SQL query we are using the same formula to convert to average seconds from ideal house, and next we are showing it. And next we have to convert this average seconds into hours. So here also we will apply the same formula, so that we will get the ideal our average ideal hours. In terms of descending order, it is descending we have to mention, so our data gets in descending order. And to, like, this is a visualization of our entire data. So visualization, here we are taking the matplotlib library which we need to install. If you already installed, it's fine. And next in matplotlib library, and again you have to convert this normal Pyspark data frame into pandas data frame. For that we use users count dot to pandas. To users count is what we have already created here. For this data only we are printing the data. So for that reason whatever the data frames we are using here, the same data frame we can use to print our visualization graphs. So convert to pandas, and data frame dot plot, here bar, and on the x-axis we have username, on y-axis we have count, and label users and count and plot show. So that's it. For every user we will get the data of x-axis and y-axis. For each users, how many users, what are their count. And to get the highest average hours, so here also for highest average hours we'll convert our data frame highest average hours into pandas. We use a Seaborn library here. So what is the advantage is that Seaborn library, it will only create our different colors and data, everything, so it will be easy for us. So we use size 8,7, so that our size gets minimized and exactly fit of data will be there. And Seaborn SNS dot bar plot, here average per average hours, and the count we want data. So here data frame should be mentioned, so we are giving data frame hue is that extra data, it will take the other column, and based on that column we will get the division of the values, division of the colors and all. So for the hue you are taking username, so for particular username it's average hours, and the how many the count of the average hours, that graph will be printed. And graph for users with lowest average hours, same thing. Instead of highest, we will give the data frame of the lowest average hour to convert to pandas. And next, for highest number of ideal hours also, we'll use the seaborn library only, and here ideal hours data frame to be converted, and we are using that, and based on that we will get the data. That's it. Visualization concept is also finished, and we will come with the new ideas, new videos. Thanks for watching.